Good evening and welcome to The Conversation. I'm your host, Robin Vernon. Ground-level sanitation workers form the backbone of the public hygiene and waste management system in Belize. They are the real champions behind the scenes who make sure that the cities and towns stay clean. Despite providing an essential public service, their work often goes unnoticed. Tonight, we'll converse with women in sanitation and hear their stories. In Belize City, for example, the majority of the street cleaners are women. If you are over 40, and you would recall that street cleaning was a fully male-dominated profession up to the mid-90s. So, what changed to cause this drastic shift from men to women, and what has it been like for women in sanitation? Yesterday, the colorblind team sat down with two long-serving female sanitation workers. The two ladies are Ms. Janice Flores and Ms. Stephanie Lam, and they shared their experiences working to keep our city clean while providing for their families. We will have their interviews shortly. But before we even get started, one of the ladies, Ms. Janice Flores, is celebrating her 50th birthday today. And from all of us at Colorblind, we wish you a very happy birthday. Joining us in studio tonight is one of the first female sanitation workers in Belize City, Ms. June Gabriel. Welcome to the conversation, Ms. June.
Thank you.
You all right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Feeling good, looking good.
Oh, yeah.
Please, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is June Gabriel. I work at the sanitation department for 14 and a half years. And I'm the first female to do that job.
First female to do
Yes.
that job? Wow. And what gave you the distinction of becoming one of the first female sanitation workers in Belize? Like, how did that happen? What initiated that?
Should I start? I was not domestic, was a housewife with 5 children, living with my common law. And you know, as family, we go through our own home problem or difficulty. But there comes a time in life that things change. And I had to make a drastic change. He did, so I had to do the same. When living with your spouse and you're not working, you're dependent. And going through difficulty, I have to change from be dependent to independent. I was living with my children's father. He was maintaining me and everything. It was okay. Life was good. And you know, the fruit always sweet until when you reach the bottom, it starts to get sour. And I take a lot of lick. But talking for your right is like you have no right. Especially with, for me, female, I start to get hit. Yeah, I start to get hit. You can't, and you would never know how I feel, and nobody will know how I feel until they put the foot in my shoe.
I can imagine.
I was wearing a shoe, and I had corn, and I feel that burn. And nobody would ever feel my burn because it's not their shoe.
Yeah.
You know how it feels to be in a home where, well, we say man, for we man, mind we. But there comes a time when the mind we know they not at all. You just walk out of the home. Well, for me, I don't say he leave me. He leave his children, not me. Because the children feel that penalty, not me. You walk out of our home. You went and you get married, and then you came back home for me, the woman that bear you your 3 children, to be your sweetheart? Nah.
The nerve, huh?
Not go work. Nah, yeah. Me have to be the woman.
That's right.
And I take the hard shoes off of my foot because of my kind I feel pain.
Yeah.
And I say, you know what? I can't be your sweetheart. My God always tell me, when you have one husband, that's for you. So now you walk through the door, left me and your children, and you got your wife, that's for your wife. That they have a stick. No with me. And I'll be your sweetheart, neither.
So with that whole dependency and everything you may feel at the time, you may know that you may need to become your own person. You may need to earn your own keep.
You got that right.
Your own independence.
Yeah.
And
I didn't stay in that relationship long, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No. Me going back home for me going. My mama tell me, you can't come back here, because you make your bed hard, you want to sleep on it hard. So you can't come back here. But my granny say one second chance there. Because for she mommy dead when I was young, and for she auntie raised her, and auntie me get a second chance, so I could even come back June. And June got back home. And when me got back home, I went to work at Flores sewing factory. That closed down, and I went to work at army camp. And I moved from there, and things get different. I said, no, I can't handle this. I need to do something else. I can't handle sleeping wrong and wrong. I don't feel comfortable. So I was single for a while, and I found somebody else who I thought was very good, and things work out, but you can't have too much either. You can have maybe 1 or 2. But anyway, that's not a problem, but I move on. And then I can't get no job. Back in the days, I had a lady beside me. She died many years ago. I can call her name, right? Miss Sona Fox. She said, Junie, darling, come here. I'm going to give you $15 for clean out front of my drain. $15 back then, that's a lot of money.
Could imagine.
And I clean out her whole drain in front of her yard, and even my yard. And I carry it down. And he said, Junie, darling, you know what? He said, sooner or later, they will ask you for college paper for clean drain. He said, so why you not go ask for a job that's at the council? And I take that initiative. I just go clean the whole yard and make a little money, and then back then I have my aunt in the States who would send barrels after barrels every 3 months, every 4 months, holidays or so, barrel come in. I don't feel it no way because they're home. But when I start to make my own money, I went to city council and ask for a job. And I said, Miss June, come back Monday. I don't think we have no job, but come back Monday. And I went back the Monday. And when I talked to Mr. Neil again, he said, I went back the Monday and he said, I said, Mr. Neil, I can't check for the thing. He said, girl, sorry for telling me, but I have no vacancy. He said, the only vacancy I have is for clean drain. I tell him I want to take that. I want to take that. He said, June, but I tell her yes. I have children for mine, rent for pay, bills to pay, I need to eat. And I can't even go about. I need my job. I said, all right, June, come. You pay social yet? Nothing.
And that's how I start.
And that's how I, June Nicholas, start to work at Belize City Council. I'm the first female ever in this world to ever put a rake in a Belize City and clean the drain. And me, proud of that. Me, June, proud of that.
I really, really love this.
Yeah.
And Miss June, I can ask, like, all that pride, all that strength, I can ask, way me like back then, like you had to do the same level of work or even more than the men. Like you had to put in massive effort.
Well, first, everything was okay. Because when I first started, I was just raking the garbage out of the drain. But me gonna like tell me, he said I have too much already cat lick a power with. And I never know what. Can't tell you about yourself, you know? I never know. But when I really get to understand, I said this now work, and I make nobody tell me when I want. And when I start to work at Belize City Council, when I go in at the yard, they have a booth right at the gate. There was where I meet Mr. Golson. He was a security at that gate. And I faced different difficulty being a woman, working amongst all those men. Not sexual harassment, but pushy, you know, because you're the only woman to work here.
So you feel like you had to like fight for your spot, like you had to like fight for your place, for like prove yourself.
Yes, my mouth.
Yeah.
That's my power, my mouth, my power. I want to make all the nice, make everybody hear me. Don't take advantage. And I went and I talked to Mr. Golson, and he said, Miss June, I can tell you something, darling. He said, when you work here, you have to be like the owl. I never understand what you mean neither. So I asked him, I said, how do you mean like the owl? He said, everything was here, stay here. He said, kind of well, look, the owl look wrong and wrong. He said, well, you can't talk for it. I said, well, I don't know owl. He said, you have to learn to listen. But then I couldn't just sit down and be like owl. You know?
Yeah.
Until going on in this work, I understand what he meant. And when I find difficulty, at the end I'll tell about that difficulty, just ask me about it. Then I remember Mr. Golson.
And the people, like at the time, the people who may know you, like your friends or family, or how they may take it? Like how they may take that when you may get the position, like then the times when, again, I'm like a male only, male dominated thing, like how they may react to that?
Well, I have friends where like, some keep away, and some really big me up because I have people where I pass through and bring me water. You know, I have neighbors where I say, Miss, you want a glass of water? I have neighbors where I say, Miss, you could come for a plate of food this afternoon, you know.
Massive support.
Yes, and I have people where like, the stinking drain. I even have one of my own, blood own, you know, who say like, girl, I'm not going to clean that stinking drain at all, then you can't get my money.
Plain and simple.
Yes. No. I have to rake out all the garbage out of the same stinking drain, push one wheelbarrow, carry it, go dump it, and come back and finish 5, 6 streets for the day. And you know, if you done tomorrow, you have to done today.
And with that pride where you may feel, that same pride where you just explained to me, what that may mean for your independence? What that may mean for you to be able to provide for your family now?
Life.
It may mean everything, Joe.
Free. My first time ever living with a man was difficult. You know, oh, give me my radio where I buy. Oh, you can't carry this kind of me buy it. No, that not happen anymore.
You may own your life.
Me own it, me. Damn, God, you're good. Amen. I own every single thing in my house. I work hard. I have my children there. I never have a TV. So they used to go to the neighbor and say, go from my house and not going to watch no TV. I said, what? Then they drive my picnic. Thanks to Meralco again, to City Council, Danny Madrid was working at Meralco. And then You want to get things for credit that my welcome, so we have to go through that in my drill. And you say, yes, man, I pay and this and that and that. And you know what? I get everything at my welcome.
So nobody could tell
Nobody
you
drive my
anything
children
ever again.
anymore. Nobody drive my children anymore. I had to work for Uno. I put them through school. No pa. You imagine you'd ask the pa for maintenance and then you carry on a court. You don't want $25 each picnic. You want $15 each picnic, that's $45 a week. He can't afford that, so you know what? All right, then I want to take 15 for 3 picnic. God, I bet you June. $5 each. He can't afford that, I say, you know what? All I want you to do is leave me alone. I don't need your money. I'm independent. I'm them.
I love that, Miss June. And for the questions what we just had, in our interviews with 2 of the current sanitation workers, they shared similar experiences. And right now, we want to take a look at what they had to say. Just peep it.
My name is Stephanie Lam. I'm 50 years old. I'm a mother of 7 children, 5 daughters and 2 sons. And I work at the Belize City Council as a sanitation worker. I first started this sanitation work in 1999 at the old City Council.
My name is Janice Germain Arzu Flores, but I'm a divorced wife. I'm from PG, Punta Gorda. I leave from PG in 1989. I helped my mother with my brothers and sisters, like from my 14 till now, I'm the provider for everybody, and it's so sad.
After a period of time, they privatized the sanitation department, and we went private. And we stayed at the private company for 10 years. And then now we returned back at Belize City Council. And at this present moment, the 16th of January 2022, we will have 7 years. I had an issue, a personal issue, a family issue. I used to be a mother that does odds job, or what you will call catch and kill job, just like men, right? Female do it too, but in an honest way.
I was cataract. My husband hamburg my eye, I only see it on one eye till I died. This mark is from him. He broke 3 glasses and no apologies. He went when my son 1 year and 6 months. My son is 22.
I had a neighbor that badmined me and reported me to the police. And then the social came and took my kids then. And so they told me if I could get myself a job, I will get back my kids, because the problem is that I need to have someone permanent to mind my kids. So by that happening, I have to be working. So I prayed and I asked the good Lord to please direct me to that path. And then I heard a voice saying, "Why you so fool? Why you not go see your minister?" And at the present time, the minister was Mr. Curdell Hyde. He used to have his office downstairs of the old civic center. So I went there. So when I went there, I explained to him that the people from social said if I get a job, I could get back my kids. So he wrote a letter. And so they hired me and, and then I worked there until they privatized us.
Viewers, we'll take a short break and return to the conversation. Good night and welcome back to the conversation. I'm your host, Robin Vernon. If you're joining us now, I'm speaking with women in sanitation. One thing that these women have in common is that they take great pride, as Ms. June has clearly proven, in their work. And that is why they have been at the job for 15 years or more. Ms. June,
Yes.
what do you love the most about your job?
What I love most about my job, I get to meet different people, face challenges, difficult challenges that I have to fight myself through. And it was wonderful working with people.
Meeting all different
All
types
different
of
kind
people.
of people, going through different challenges, have to fight yourself through different ways and make people understand that this is who you are.
And right there with the challenges where you just mentioned,
Yeah.
what you would have said are your most difficult challenges in the job?
You see, my problem sometimes is talking from my right. It's a problem with different people. And that was challenging for me because I don't back down. No, I don't. I am working for you. You want your job done? Then I shouldn't go through any problem because your job is getting done. And I will fight that. And what I love about it most, I was independent and I still am independent
To this day.
to this day. And I raised 6 children
Watch out.
without their father.
Ooh.
Me. I no carry no man no coat for maintenance.
You are your maintenance.
I am the dad, I am the mom.
All right.
I bring them here and my job suffice me with them. I put them through school, through college, and who get it up here, get it, and who don't get it, then. But I did my best as the mom.
I have no doubt that you did, Miss June.
I did this work 14 and a half years. First, when I first started, and they said, oh, this drain on this thing, and doesn't come out clean. But then the job have to get done, so I have to clean it, right? And I did it.
There's work
And I
to
did
do,
it
no?
with pride. This is my country, Belize. My beautiful country, Belize. I did that. Cleaned the whole entire city. You could tell me a lane back in anywhere and the color of the house. Oh, another way. That them is Patnet live. Chudrum Street, Fireborn, Albert Street,
The city
Old Burn
there,
Ground,
home,
Yabra,
huh?
Genosha, Kings Park. I worked the whole of Belize City. Me did that. Because this is my country. I have children to feed, food to put on table. That's where my pride comes in. I did that for my country, for me, and my whole family.
I love that, Miss June. Mike,
And I'm proud of being me.
in the 14 and a half years
Yes.
you to do it, you may get, did you have any like health issues, or whether it be from exposure to any of the waste or from any of the physical work that you had to put in? Did you suffer any illnesses or
The only problem
like
I
that?
had started when I worked at the city council was asthma.
asthma?
Asthma.
Okay.
I didn't have it all the years that I lived, but when I started working at the city council, like maybe months or not really months, about maybe a year and a half after, I started to develop asthma. But that didn't keep me down.
None at all.
None at all.
Asthma can't stop nada.
Nope. After parent, I
Money
can't
have
go
to
live the
make 'em.
apartment, I pick and I can't go beg lodging.
And you never may do it to begin with.
Yes, I did. I begged once.
Once.
And I don't know when to go fire. You know, tell me go fire again. Say the council want pay my house rent. No drive me again. One time is enough, and that's it. Nothing will happen one time, happen 2, 3 times, and if it happen 2 and 3 times, I allow it.
All right, then.
For my
Miss
own
June.
reason.
I love that. Now, we want to hear what Miss Flores and Ms Lam had to say about these very things as well.
We used to push wheelbarrow, and that wheelbarrow now leave a lot of us with back pains. So sometimes people look down on us and said, oh, well, you don't work hard, they wouldn't know. Sometimes the frustration you go through mentally, physically, emotionally, it's not easy. But if you have pride and dignity, and you like to be independent more than dependent, you will appreciate the job, and it's a good job. And sometimes, now and again, you have Sanitation inspector will come and ask you, you don't know who is throwing that stuff there, you don't know. But you have to be careful, you know. Sometimes when they come along, they are puzzling to want to know who threw the dirt, but I would know, but you have to be careful. Because nowadays, everything you have to be careful what you say, how you say it, and how you do it. Because everything for people now is violence, violence, violence. My job is to pick up the paper and whatever could fit in the garbage bag. Sometimes you have the cutters them, sometimes they work, sometimes they cut, sometimes the bag finished, or sometimes maybe they run out of time, or sometimes they deliberately just rake the grass and leave it there, and you have to come and pick up the grass as well as your work. Sometimes you have one or two people are quite rude. For example, sometimes you will just clean that spot and sometimes people will pass you, then throw the stuff and turn around and look to see if you are looking.
Sometimes you don't want to tell you anything because they're going to disrespect you. That's the reason why we throw the dirt. Nobody could have a job because if we not trade, we don't have no job.
Sometimes they would pass on bicycle and they would wait until they pass you and they will spit. And right now in this pandemic, that's a great concern. So you always have to be protective. And before this pandemic, we had to be protective because we supposed to use mask at certain time in our work. You have to sanitize at certain times in our work. So that was something that we were practicing from before pandemic came. So when they say to go and take, you have to go take the booster, you have to go take the vaccine, it never come nowhere to us because we have a certain time at our work, voluntarily. We go if we want, right, to go and take different booster, different whatever for prevention against different diseases that we are exposed to. With me, when I want to do my work, I don't even care if the employer doesn't provide certain things. As long as I could buy it, I buy it. Because me personally, I like to work comfortable. So I will go to that extreme length to make myself comfortable. If they don't have rake, I'll go and purchase a rake. Sometimes I don't wait, because sometimes when you ask for rake, sometimes you have some of the supervisor and they tell you a lot of rubbish. So before I go through that, I just go get my rake. I buy it, I go buy it.
They provide with the tools then, but right now we need tools. Right now we need rake. With the work it's stump at this moment.
Supervisors sometimes don't know how to talk to their workers. Sometimes you have workers that does not know to talk to supervisors. Sometimes you have some people like play lazy on the work because they know that when you do work, you are putting your undivided attention. Sometimes they'll get one side and they will watch you the work or dodge from the work. That's most of the time I prefer work by myself. And I really like tag team only when I need to do it.
The bathroom, especially for the female. I went in the burial ground for use the bathroom. I went in Gwenlis or behind two vehicles, like you and you there. Two vehicles, I just got in between there. It's a problem. It is a problem, a big problem for us. Sometimes you're afraid because you're afraid they're going to rape you or kill you or sexually activate you. Sometimes just left everything in our God hands. What will be, will be.
I worked at Penn Road, and Penn Road is a long stretch. Sometimes, if you could find a nearby bushes, you go there. But you have to be very careful because the area of Penn Road, you know what kind of area that is. So most of the time, I have to walk back away from Penn Road and come way out to the boulevard to somebody that would lend me their bathroom, because as a sanitation worker, it's not easy. There's not anybody want to lend you their bathroom. And worse now that it's a pandemic, make it worse. Sometimes you have to hold in your pee-pee. When you come in to go use bathroom, you have pain. I reach at the stage where I said probably I'll have to put on the pen pampers, and then when I come to front, take it off. Because after a while, that will affect you. Because several times I used to have to go to doctor to get medication.
That's true.
That honestly rough. Miss June, when it may come to hygiene, you may have proper gear and access to bathrooms when you do out the work? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You had access?
Yeah. We didn't have, well, for female, coming could go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have places to go For me, when I first started, I would have to walk a quite distance to try find a friend in some area. Well, I was well known, you know, and the job make me more knowing to people. They say, come, Miss June, come, no worry. Come use the bathroom, see the toilet paper, and, you know, somebody have to lock up the dog, the back, or tie on one side to make her use bathroom. But going to take a break for using bathroom was a problem. And even when the supervisor come and didn't see you, your time cut. Because like, you don't up on a job. But they don't understand that to the female, and you have to find somewhere to go. I could remember one time, I was working, and man, I want to use bathroom bad. I want urine. And my friend said, girl, you need to waste time. Come right there so. Well, I couldn't come right there so, boy, so I had to hold that in. And I got different places to hold that out. And next thing I hear, the man say, I like what I say. I say, well, you know what? You know what I say no man, no, but no, it's nothing no more, because this one hold in. Till eventually I start to go to hospital for a back pain. Next thing I know, I have inflammation.
Oh, shoot.
Urinal infection. Because I hold it in so long. I don't want my time cut.
Yeah.
You know, cutting my... And when I first started to work at Belize City Council, I was only making like $90-something.
You may need every penny of that.
You know, then I still have to pay rent.
Yeah.
Then I lived at Ladyville. I have to pay a bus go and come. So imagine $90-something paying the bus, going, coming, find food, managing the children. It was really difficult and hard. But I made it through all that.
You really made some serious sacrifices.
Yes, I had to. I had children.
I could imagine. And, wow, I had to take a minute for that one there. Wow. Ms. June, why you feel there are so many women now in sanitation than men?
The men are ashamed of cleaning where they live. Women are proud of what they're doing because they're independent. They're making their own money. They're making their own money and they're independent. Women know the responsibility of the home. Some men don't. If the man come and say, I'm going to buy grocery, you know what they want to do? They're going to bring the shortening for $1.75, the coconut oil for $6.50, and I'm going to buy the shortening for $1 and the cooking oil for $4.50 and the rice for 95 cents because I feed them money, so they just spend it. Give me the money, honey. I could curtail. Now curtail good for you. That's how you get all of this money. I curtail, baby. And my daughter like tell me, Ma, you work, man, the only shilling more. I say, I ain't okay. I go to the market and I take 2-3 hours the market. And I walk one side up and one side down. Oh, I'm find it there. Then I got $6 for $1. Those one got 7. I went for 7. Left the 6. Then I walk down and oh, they got 2 for shilling. I went up here now. And I get 4. So I spend a lot of time. I change.
But you're safe.
Yep. I save.
And your children, Ms. June, how do they feel about their mother work? Like, how did they feel about their mother working as a sanitation worker?
I have one son, the oldest one. He not happy, none at all, but nothing. But the other rest of children, they okay with it. Because when I was working and school closed during Easter and summer, I have to go and go work. This is how hard I have to work. So on one follow behind me, like trail. I even have my daughter, I say, Mama, can I push the wheelbarrow? I say, okay then. And I walk and pick up the garbage out of the drain and put it in the wheelbarrow, and then I push. My son helped me, the second one, the oldest girl that died, and they helped me along. They have no problem with me. And what I like about my job most is that I take my children different places. All the district in Belize, I take my children to.
So they travel.
Except PG.
Why not PG?
It's a long distance sitting.
For starters.
Yeah. The closest I ever went to PG, and that is because my mom come from that side of the south, Monkey River. I go to, I still go to Placencia, St. Bite, St. Grass, and most of all, Independence, Mango Creek. I love that place.
So no
Most of my youth, my teenage, not even teenage, youth, school, my mom would take us down south.
So you and the kids on
And
travel?
that's my tradition.
Okay.
I take my children to different places and so.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much, Miss June. We will be taking our final break for tonight, and we will be right back with more of this very interesting conversation. Welcome back to the final segment of the conversation for tonight. I am speaking with women in sanitation and appreciating the essential role they play in our society heavily. Ms. June, what you feel could be done to improve the working conditions for female sanitation workers?
I believe improving working condition at the sanitation would be if we put male and female together. For me, when I first started working, I was working with male. I was the only female with 11 males. And I would haul out all the garbage. Meanwhile, the men would come behind, sweeping out, taking out the sand, finding somewhere to dump it, and then we would have a trailer that will take the garbage. So working with a male would make it easier. And the supervisor would make the trips half an hour to see that you're doing your work. But just having a female, for me at the time, I had to clean out all the garbage out the drain, sweep the drain, take out the mud, clean all the culvert ends so that the drain could keep flowing. I was indeed needed a man. Very important to have a man beside me, but I didn't get that. And with all that, it didn't stop me. It just kept me going because I have bills to pay, I have children to feed, food to put on the table. So, then they give me too much work. So I didn't even want to sweep no drain. I want to stop. What happened to me then? The same thing whenever I want to do in at the beginning, that's the same thing I have to open up the door. So if you know what? I want to push this drain. I want to push this wheelbarrow, sweep this drain, take out the garbage, find somewhere to put my son.
So the mantra for tonight, the money have to make.
Money have to make.
All right.
If you don't make the money, you can't suffice a home. Be independent woman. Don't make no man put you down. Get out there, do your work, and you don't have to run a court every time for maintenance. Prove to them, man, that you could do it by your own. I did it.
Own it. Ms. June, I'll ask you now, right? And this one also, it may lightly covered in one of the previous video there, and you may lightly touch upon it too, but I really want your opinion now. We don't get too deep into it because I know you want to pop off, right? But what are your thoughts on the people who have no problem with littering, or the ones there where just want been there right upon the corner of the street, but then they are no, so they want to drop it there. What are your thoughts upon that?
That was one of my problems. Because I don't clean the whole of this area, and then you just come and empty your garbage, put your garbage right then in that corner, tear it up. And then my supervisor come along and say, oh, you have need to go back, so can you never clean? I say, soup, but I don't clean now. You need to go clean it. People need to stop putting their garbage there, because they tell you, if we not throw the garbage down, they will not have no job. We will still have job. But you don't need to throw garbage there. City pride. keep your garbage inside. If you want to empty your dirt, ask in a nice way. Mr. Gali, with a garbage, you can't keep. Yes, I will.
Yeah, like
But not just go and just dash it there because you had clean and then
I
be
agree with that
facey with it
completely.
and tell me, oh, if I not throw it there, I have no garbage. No.
And you put it the right way to Miss June's city pride. That honestly the right way to put it because it's disgusting.
Exactly.
It's disgusting ethically. It's disgusting for the environment. It's disgusting in many ways. So I deal with you upon that. Let's see what the other women have to say about the same subject.
Well, I always want to be a productive citizen woman of my own country, Belize City, mannerly, respectable, and a humble woman. I always tell one and two of my friends I want to go and pick up dirt because I see what I gain from there and what I do from there.
I wanted was to be a nurse, but sometimes people in society try to discourage you, right? And that's what happened to me. But I'm proud of what I do. Sometimes people would come to me, Miss, I like to see how you work. Lately, our security said, Miss, I like how you work. Because you make yourself happy, you tell people good morning, you begin the time of the day and you have a smile on your face. And like nothing going on with you. But why would you miserable yourself? Why would you look sad? You have people in this world, in the country, the Belize, got worse than you. You have to be thankful for life, thankful that you have a job. Yes, sometimes not easy. Because the only thing we are not like with the sanitation, that the privatization, because that, you know, it really, because you have people who are really dedicated into working as a sanitation worker. Because for me, if the Belize City Council say, well, Ms. Lam, you go to another post, then I cannot do nothing to that. But me personally, I have no problem to work as a sanitation worker. Because I love what I do.
When my son graduated high school, he said, Chris, this is your number. Chris said, Mommy, when I'm needed, he wasn't there for me. He said, thank God for you, Mommy. Look here, your eyes sick. Because when he come out of the school bus while there, the little boy said, who is that? My mother. You love your mother pick up dirt. That is my mother. And he hugged the person. He hugged it. The little boy was wrong here and he hugged him. That is my mom. I love my mother. I love everything about my job because it could have been worse because my eyes is sick, so it could have been worse. And everybody have patience with me. I'm proud to be on the bus every day to come to my job because, yes, my eyes is sick, but my brain's not sick. And then I'm proud that I have a job.
I'm proud of working as a sanitation. And I can tell you, working as a sanitation, I used to let my kids them go with me and let them work. And out of those 7 children, I have a child that is autism. And that's the reason why I continue working, because he gives me hope, because I have to take care of him. As a sanitation worker, sometimes I have to act like I'm a counselor, because sometimes people from the community come to me and ask for advice. Sometimes I have to be like a traffic officer, because sometimes kids ask me while I'm working on the street, Miss, can you please cross me? Yeah, or so.
When I have to be a productive citizen, when I say I got a bag here, do what I'm doing. What I say, render your heart but not your evil, and try to do the work to the best of your ability. Put it in the bag, please. Please put the garbage in the bag. Don't throw it in front of me. You disrespect me.
Dispose of the garbage properly. Don't just throw it like that, like you're feeding an animal or so. Put it in a bag, tie it up and put it at a corner. And there is no problem to remove it. If I can't, then I'll call so the truck could come and take it. But we have to have civic pride, because with the different diseases that is occurring nowadays, it's not good for our hygiene, it's not healthy. Because when you throw the filth out there, that's the stuff that comes out of that's what we breathe in. So that's not healthy. And it's an honest job, because if people were thief, not shame for carry back, why would we shame at our work? It's an honest living. It put food on our table. It saved us from people insulting us. If you go and beg somebody for a piece of bread to feed your family, sometimes you will, before you reach China Bridge, you will hear about it. Or when they want to use you for something, they will remind you that they have done that for you. So nothing like when you can be independent more than dependent.
I'm a respectable woman. I demand my mental brother, my mother, my son. He 22, he graduated from Excelsior. He did a call center at this moment. I got a sister will go and come. I have to help for she 2 kids. And only me want to work.
What I like about my job, for me personally, why I like to be a sanitation worker, by working, it helped me a lot to meditate, how to focus on how to make my life be more positive, you know? And I like to say good morning to people, how are you? And when people ask about certain things about the sanitation work, that I could explain to them, because sometimes people are confused, you know. If people want the drain dig, they would come to me. If they want the grass cut, they would come to me. If they want that something moved from the hot spot, they would come to me. And I have to explain to them and say, Miss, everybody is responsible for a certain part of a job. The first thing I want them to know, false pride and no pride is just the same. You can't pretend that you are all this and you are just not that. If you don't have an education or you don't finish school, you don't worry about that. And if city council is the only work, it not kill me all the years. Hard work not kill you. That laziness kill you. And most of the time they are lazy. You know, they don't want Miss Jane see me or Tom see me because yeah, they're not this. And no. At the end of the day, when you need your bills to get paid, food on your table, they won't help you. So if sanitation work is the only work, go for it. And now they have evening division class that you could go to. And the good thing about sanitation, where I like about it, they have time, they have programs for the workers them, but it's not a monetary thing. It's up to them. And make use of those things, because it's very good. Because I go to it, you know what, sometimes the worker they say to me, oh, you going to waste the teacher time, or oh, you going to you know want work, that's not true. No care how, you could never know much because you never stop learning until you the breath left for your body. And you don't know every session you go where people teach you something, you learn something or somebody learns something from you. So it's not wasting time, it's a good thing.
Wow. Following that, Miss June, what message you have for women who may have limited education or limited opportunities and haven't really considered maybe getting a job in sanitation work? What message you have for them? To like motivate them, or maybe have them consider it.
There's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing in that to be ashamed about. If I had to be ashamed about cleaning my city, when people pass and say, oh, that drain only stink, and then I just look pan there, and I want to left my job because the drain stink. Tomorrow I don't want to eat. Weekend I don't might get my pay. So women out there who they listen to this and hear me, get out there and be independent and make we clean Belize City street and show the man there how proud we are to be a woman, to be independent and take care of we children, put food on for we table, maintain our children, send them to school, to college by herself, without the daddy or the power, how we want to call him. Because I did that. I don't look back pan there. For me, then I just the man, we plant the seed. But I have to nourish that tree. I have to put the water, put more black dirt. And every time one leaf come off with dead, I have to pick it off. Because every time I kick, yep, that my pain, that my independence, that me have to back her. So why me I carry a coat for mine to me back? Be independent woman, work out there.
Miss June.
This is for we. I can stay for we.
Miss June, thank you so much for joining the conversation.
Thank you too for being on your show.
Miss Janice, Miss Stephanie, thank you for sharing your stories with us. Continue, please, to do the awesome job that you are doing with passion and with a whole lot of pride. Huh?
You got it right.
We're very proud of all of you and appreciate your dedicated service to keeping our city clean. Thanks again, and have a good evening. With that, Our time is up for tonight and for 2021. We'll be back with new episodes of The Conversation on Tuesday nights in 2022. Already there.
Yep.
From all of us here at Colorblind, we wish you all a very safe and a happy holiday season. Good night.
Good night.
And take care.